In an opinion piece today, former Clinton Labor Secretary Robert REICH tells CEOs that they should be worried about the Tea Party movement and what the election of its candidates would mean for big business. And REICH singles out Tom Borelli, the director of the Free Enterprise Project, the National Center for Public Policy Research, a conservative think tank, for his words on CEOs. Mr. Borelli joins us now. Tom, thanks for coming to the show. Let me ask you, it is interesting how Robert REICH kind of singles you out here as a vocal Tea Party supporter, and says that because of statements that you have made, because of statements that a lot of the Tea Party candidates have made, that it would be really bad for business if Tea Party ideas were taken to Washington. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's overall good for the economy. Clearly, the values of the Tea Party and some big corporations are in a collision course. You have corporations such as General Electric that lobbied for the $787 billion stimulus, and then GE benefited from that by getting $49 million in grants and contracts. Well, that's our tax dollars being laundered really through the federal government to GE's pockets. And we're for limited government. So there's a clash between limited government and big government. Some big corporations like big government.
You have called for Jeff Immelt's resignation.
Absolutely.
You say GE is an opportunistic parasite feeding on the expansion of government.
Absolutely.
But let me ask you, as a capitalist, right, as a free market capitalist, don't you think that it's his duty to do for his shareholders all that he can to grab all the money that's out there? If it's there, he's got to take it, right?
It's our money. It's our taxpayers' money. If he wants to be innovative and design his own programs and products, he should. He shouldn't rely. There's a tremendous business risk when you bank your company on the government, because governments switch back and forth, and you're exposing your shareholders to huge risks. And if we don't know what's going to happen in the election, we don't know what's going to happen, but budgets are being cut, that means Immelt's profits are going to be being cut.
So, Tom, what do you want to see then? Do you want to see all kinds of assistance programs, whether it's to encourage R&D, assistance for farmers? Do you want to see it all go away?
My focus right now is on the CEOs who are basically...
But why the CEOs? What about the farmers? And what about other folks?
Well, they're all involved. No, listen, it's all special interests, okay? Right. My focus is on the big CEOs who have been lobbying for big government. Look at pharma. We would not have Obamacare if it wasn't for the pharmaceutical industry lobbying for that.
So we should just get rid of all lobbyists?
Well, no, you have a right to lobby.
Why do they have a right to lobby?
You have a right to lobby. You have a right to express yourself. It's freedom of speech, number one. But number two is when your business strategy relies on growth of government and huge government, that's when the Tea Party activists have a problem. Again, Obamacare is very unpopular. Johnson & Johnson was a big lobbyist for Obamacare. There's not a big reason why people who are against Obamacare should go out and buy their products.
I can understand why you'd go after the government for putting the money out there, right? But if the president puts a pile of $787 billion on the ground, you'd expect your CEO, if you own shares in that company, to go and try and grab as much of it as he could, wouldn't you?
Not if it's in long-term business.
He's got to act in his own best interest. That's the idea of capitalism.
The idea of capitalism is, look at Apple. They don't need subsidies. They have great innovation, and they are able to create great products. If you depend on government, it's happened in Europe. Too many of these companies lobbying for cap and trade have really banked their business on the green bubble, and it's exploding in Europe. It's going to explode here. So there's no reason why we should focus on these short-term hits.
We could continue this for a long time. Tom, we've got to say goodbye.
Thanks.
Thank you. Tom Borelli, everybody, back in a moment.